Pilar leads off first, the 1-1 pitch. Off the hands, out to the right side, a base hit. Pilar's going to stop at second. And that puts the runners on first and second with 2 outs. It means the tying run is coming to the plate. And Michael
I'll get in my house tonight.
No. Wait a second. Dom lifts one out to left. Hit pretty well. Back goes Joyce near the wall. It's out of here. Dom Smith with the Mets' first home run of the season. An opposite field 2-run shot. Dom sat last night. He bombs tonight. 2-run shot, and it's 2-0 New York in the 4th. Three on the left side against Alonso. And he drives one in the air to deep left field. Back toward the wall. It's out of here. Pete Alonso with his first home run of the season. A 2-run shot. And the Mets get some more distance. It's now 8-2 New York. Dom Smith goes deep. Pete Alonso goes deep. And McNeil drives one deep right field. His first hit of the year is a game-tying home run in the bottom of the ninth. And it's 2-2. 1-2 coming. And the slider in there, strike 3. Hit it. Sense. 1-0-2. And he struck it out with a high fastball. Where Ralph Kiner fitted. Good changeup by DeGrom for his 13th strikeout of the day. One shy of his career. 1-2 coming. He struck him out. Forts is loaded. And VR hits one in the air to left field. That'll win the game. McCutcheon watches it sail by him. In to score comes McNeil with the game-winning run. And the Mets have won the opening game of the double. Again, the 3-2 to Harper. And he struck him out. Stroman fans Harper to finish off a 1-2-3 opening inning. This time he finishes the first. To the at-bat coming to Didi. And Marcus strikes him out with a high fastball. 6 up and 6 down for beat up in Atlanta tonight by the Marlins. 8-4 Marlins in the 4th. And no out on strikes. 3 perfect innings in the books for Marcus Stroman. His 3rd strikeout. No score going to the bottom of the 3rd and 6th. Here's their only left-handed option. McCann flies one to deep left center. Back in the gap goes Quinn near the wall. James McCann with his first home run as a New York Met, a 2-run shot. Now the Mets have plenty of breathing room. They lead it 5-1 in the 8th.
So it's kind of, I try to watch as much as I can, but like I said, my time, is kind of limited.
Picked by the Mets in 2017. And a foul tip for strike 3. Went 4 1/3 before he gave up a hit in his first start of the year. Now Peterson does the same, and he bounces back from the home run. Certainly better than a lot of April nights we've experienced. And Wheeler takes strike 3 called. And I'm looking at a.
I just never seen it this quick.
1-2 coming. He struck him out. 9 in a row for Jacob deGrom. 10 strikeouts for the day. 1 speed at third. Nimmo with great speed at first. And Lindor hits it hard. Base hit, and the Mets take the lead. VR is in to score. Francisco Lindor with the 1-2 from Diaz to Nunez. He struck him out, and the ball game is over. Edwin Diaz strikes out the side in the 7th. DeGrom and Diaz strike out 7. Led the National League in steals last year, and he's running first pitch. McCann with the throw. Lindor with the tag. He's out. Here's in Cleveland. And he drives one in the air to deep right field. Bryant goes back, takes a look, and it's out of here. Francisco Lindor with his first home run as a New York Met. A slump buster for Lindor, and the Mets draw first blood. It's 1-0 New York. Well, that's what you've been waiting for over the first dozen games. Lindor with more home runs than any shortstop in the game over the course of his career. And Stevenson down swinging at 100-mile-an-hour gas. 11. 0-2 coming. Struck him out. The masterful Jacob deGrom. And Jake gets him for the second time. That's 13 for deGrom, 48 in the... Again, the 1-2. He struck him out. 14 for a third straight start. Up in the dirt. 1-2. In there for a call, strike 3. A career high. Soto went out of the lineup. And Robles drives one toward the gap in right center field, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. Robles can fly. He's to second. He's going to make the turn and try for 3. The relay throw by VR to third, and he is out.
For so long, and now he can switch gears and get away with it for a while.
Gomes lines it in. Lindor with a gorgeous catch. Third, Bell at first with 2 down. 0-2 to Schwarber. Fly ball center field, chasing Almora back, away back to the warning track, and he made the catch! He lines one, but right to Lindor, diving for the bag, double play! Francisco Lindor with the quick reaction, gets to the bag ahead of Renfroe for the unassisted double play, and that retires the side. Beautifully done to keep it a 1-run game.
There's lead off. And the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Alvarado found the strike zone at the ends. And he's yelling at Dominic Smith. Oh, he threw his glove away. The benches are going to clear. Alvarado's being held back by Alec Bohm. Alvarado better be careful. I don't know what happens if it was the time that was called a few moments.
I think that's absolutely what he got excited about. He said to point to his eyes, and it was if he was trying to throw his timing off or throw him out of rhythm or something, or at least Alvarado thought so. At least we're just speculating now, but that's exactly what it looked like happened.
Well, he is one heated man. The umpires are trying to get the players back to their dugouts. The bullpen's cleared. The inning is over.
Back to that 14-foot lead, and the 1-2 to Peraza, shot past Hoskins. That ball ate him up. VR to third. VR headed home. We are tied.
What could have been an ending line drive double play ends up being watching the whole way here. Good base running. Doesn't need a third base coach. Stays on it, stays on it. Great read. The toss and the birthday boy with the slide.
Oh, man. Oh, boy, is that a regrettable run for the Phillies. And Conforto aboard. First pitch to Alonso, headed for the gap in right center field, and that might clear the bases. They're going to try it with all 3.
Team looking to pick up Nito from second. And he drives one to left field, down the line, headed toward the corner, and that ball is out of here! Francisco Lindor ties the game with a 2-way.
Kind of bats to keep you in the major leagues.
2-2. The Zika hits one slowly up the line. The shovel hole, not in time, and the Mets win it! Escobar, though, drives one deep to right. Conforto back, near the wall, leaps, and he makes the catch! Oh, wow! Michael Conforto playing a Gold Glove caliber right field makes another tremendous play. Well, Michael Conforto continues to turn in gems in right field.
I thought this ball was going out. Look at him get back to the wall. And the way he fell.
That is not padded. That's a chain link fence.
That he could have got hurt a little bit there. And I tell you what, that's just a fine play.
Not looking for the bunt from Jake. But he does bunt. He might beat this out. Escobar bare hands, and Jake's got a hit, and the ball gets away, and McCann will go to third. How about that? They did not play for the bunt. Now they're more shallow in the outfield. 2-2. And Mazika grounds one down to first. Coming home is Mancini. The slide. Save for the Mets. Win it. He's had 4 or 5 really hard hit balls. Another one. And that's scooped by Peraza. What a play. Jose Peraza making against Meadows. 3 infielders on the right side. Margot takes off. The throw by McCann on one hop, and he's out. Lindor got the. Hoping for a better day for Pete. And he smashes this one to deep left field. Back goes Lau, looks up, and it's out of here. A hometown home run from Pete Alonso. 54 at bats without a home run, longest drought of his career. That's over, and he does it in the ballpark where he grew up watching games, and the family couldn't be happier. The day after his dad's birthday, a birthday present from Pete, and it's forward. I don't think the two situations are comparable, as Mazika drives one to deep right field, back toward the wall, and it's out of here. Patrick Mazika's first big league hit is a home run. The legend of Patrick Mazika continues to grow. His 4th career RBI, his first major league hit, and it leaves the ballpark. Oh, and he hit him in the helmet. Oh, my. It forces in a run, but the concern for Pilar. And you can see the concern on the face of Jacob Webb. Oh, my. Well, good to see him able to get up and walk under his own power, but that's a scary sight. What does the best pitcher in baseball do when he's injured and he really has a lot of time on his hands? Well, maybe he serves as a positioning coach for the first baseman on the other team. This is fun to watch. Okay, yeah, that's a good spot for you.
He's going to bunt.
I want to bunt.
That's great. So Walt Weiss just lost his job.
That's great. That's driven in the air to left center field, pretty deep. Back goes Ozuna, looks up, and it's out of here. Jonathan Villar with a 2-run homer. 3rd home run of the season. Hunter gets to score a run, and Villar, with his 3rd home run, gives the Mets a 2-0 lead. Third home run, first as a right-hand bat. And Nito smacks one in the air to deep left center. Back goes Ozuna onto the warning track at the wall. It's out of here! The Mets take the lead in the 9th on a Tomas Nido home run. Nido left in the lineup because he's hot with the bat, and he delivers a huge home run with 2 out on the top.
You and Frank had a text exchange today as Sierra strikes out. Another good changeup there from Stroman to get the potential injury for the Mets. John Birdie takes strike 3 called. That one right over the inside. Look at it as a fluke in the expanded playoffs of 2020. Chisholm takes strike 3 called. Marcus Stroman freezing Marlins, buddy. But a full count here on Rojas. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 5 straight strikeouts. Hit hard by Fargas to right. Diving attempt. It gets by Duvall. 2 runs will score. Janeshwi Fargas running around the bases. He might come all the way around. He's being waved home. Relay throw to the plate. Fargas is out.
Home runs allowed now by Peterson in 39 innings this year.
His first to a left-hander.
And this one to a wide open space. McCann with a great diving stop, and he hits Peterson for the out. 3-2. And Rogers slams it out to right. Back toward the corner goes McKinney, and he makes the catch. Billy McKinney got a very nice jump on that ball going toward the right field corner, and he reels it in to save Luke Casey a couple of runs. Welcome to New York, Billy.
Is 80 tosses. VR cranks one deep to center. Heredia racing back at the wall, in towards the apple. 3-0 Mets. A charge from VR. At 0 for 27. This one off the plate. Will it stay fair? Riley's going to let it go, and the streak is finally over. Cameron.
It's been the case everywhere he's been.
Runner goes. Drury swings and sends one to deep left field. High and gone. A pinch hit, 2-run blast. The third Mets home run of the night at 6-1. Bandbox at his Great American Ballpark. Hammered to right. Billy McKinney keeps on adding for the Mets with an upper deck shot. His first Mets home run. With new record holder Joe West. Giovanni Gallegos. Lindor, deep drive, and Mets fans have been waiting for it. Lindor goes yard for just the 4th time this year, and maybe tonight is the night for Lindor to finally break out.
He hits one on the ground toward the hole, and it goes through for a base hit. So Kevin Pillar, 2 weeks.
Second with 2 outs.
Alonso is back in town. There it goes. Wow.
Just off the injured list earlier today. That's his 7th, and it's 5-0 New York. He's missed their last 9 games with a right hand injury.
We think in terms of the month, every 100 at bats.
And DeGrom rips one into right for a base hit. Peraza's going to be waved around. The throw to the plate by Reddick. He's safe.
Speed on the bases in VR and Lindor, and McCann sends one deep to left field. Forget about it. James McCann muscles up for his 4th home run of the season, and the Mets grab a 3-0 lead.
That's 3 pitches.
We'll see if Alonso can lift one on the 1-2. It's on the ground. It gets through, and the Mets take the lead. RBI hit for.
What a sacrifice and a strikeout today, 0 for 1. And he rips one down the left field line, and that's going to go into the corner. Peraza on his way to third. He's going to be waved home, and he will score.
Last few, he's pitched well. 2-2 coming.
Line toward the center field. That's a diving grab by Pillar, and that ends the inning.
7 runs in 3 innings.
And McKinney lofts one out to right field. Santander takes a look, and it's out of here. Billy McKinney with his 6th home run of the year, his 3rd as a Met. Takes one over the scoreboard in right field. The Mets' 3rd home run of the night. And it's 8-1 New York.
Hard to me because it's a player of great note in a uniform I'd never associated with.
McKinney drives another one to deep right field, and that's out of here. Billy McKinney putting the cherry on top. His 2nd home run of the night. A 3-run shot, 5 RBI night for McKinney, 14-1 New York. And Pilar drives one out to left field. Back goes Stewart. It's out of here. Kevin Pilar cracks a 3-run homer. His 3rd home run of the season. And the Mets have put up a 5 spot in the 3rd. 7-1 New York. And Pilar drives this one toward the left field corner, and it's out of here! Kevin Pilar with his 2nd home run of the night. Came into the night with 2 home runs. He's hit 2 in this game. And the Mets just keep on whacking them. That's 4 home runs tonight and a 9-1 Met lead. 5th time in his career, Pilar has hit multiple.
3-2 coming to Tatis.
And he struck him out. Went to the slider on 3 and 2.
And ahead on DeGrom 1 and 2.
And he lines one to left field for a base hit. McKinney is in. Peraza being waved home. He will score. Jacob DeGrom drives in a pair, and it's 3-0 New York.
Didn't seem to affect him at all. He strikes out Rizzo on 3 pitches.
And caught him looking.
And he makes quick work of Happ with that 2-seamer. 2-2 coming. And Alcantara takes the fastball again on the inside corner. For
providing the sound effects.
That was right on cue.
2-2 coming.
There it is. Got him. Strike 3 called. Uneven double.
I'm going to answer that question, but everybody, listen up. It's Dom Smith's birthday. Can we sing happy birthday to Dom Smith? 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dom. Happy birthday to you.
10 hits on the season.
And he rips one. He's got 11. And that one brings in a run. A hard turn. DeGrom will settle for an RBI. And Lindor lifts one to deep center field. Back goes Robles on the track at the wall. It's out of here. Francisco Lindor with a 2-run homer, and the Mets have an instant 2-0 lead. Goodbye 21-inning scoreless streak. Hello, Francisco Lindor. His 7th home run of the year, and it's 2-0 New York. And he drills this one to deep right field. Forget that. That is way out of here. Into the 2nd deck. Francisco Lindor, have yourself a day. His 2nd 2-run homer of the afternoon. He's driven in all 5, and the Mets have a 5-0 lead. Number 8 for Lindor, his 2nd of the game, and he crushed it.
Suffered a more severe hamstring strain.
He lines one into center field, and Heredia will have to play it on a hop. McNeil, first pitch he sees off the injured list, hits a rope for a base hit.
1-2 coming to Heredia.
And he lines one, caught by DeGrom. What can't he do?
Tylor Megill began the year in Double-A, had no reason to think that he would be in the big leagues at this point, but started out well, got promoted to Triple-A, and here he is. 1-2, Freeman runs, and Almonte pops it up. Lindor takes charge of it, and Tylor Megill has himself a scoreless inning in his first inning in the big leagues.
Swing and a miss, and Megill has his first big league strikeout. And Megill has his 2nd strikeout as he strikes out right with a slider. Swing and a miss. Megill strikes out Swanson. 3 shutout innings for Tylor Megill in his big league debut.
And so, you know, It is different. It is different showing up in New York rather than showing up to San Diego. Or
well, Tyler McGill will not stick around long enough in this game to be able to earn a win, but a very credible debut for the 25-year-old right-hander from Long Beach, California. Behind on Conforto, 3-1.
And Michael drives one down the right field line. That'll go into the corner. Lindor on his way to third. Adrianza fields it. They'll stop Lindor at third base. Conforto back in the lineup. And Francisco lines one, base hit, and that'll tie the game. Guillorme comes home. Lindor with his second hit of the day, and the Mets get even 1-1.
Lindor was all over that first fastball, pulling it foul. The slider was not even close. He gets another fastball right down the chute and a bullet to center field. Defense of the Phillies strikes again.
Alvarado has to get 5 outs. He got 4, but his error opened the door.
And maybe he's just trying to set him up so he can swing away.
And he swings away, grounds it up the middle, base hit. Here comes Lindor around third, and the Mets win it.
One-two coming to Conforto.
And he lines one to center field. Herrera makes the catch. Here comes McKinney. Here comes the throw by Herrera. Save for the Mets, win it.
1 for 11 in this series. And he smacks one to right field. Over comes Conforto.
Makes the dive, and he makes the catch. What a way to start the afternoon. Michael Conforto laying out to take a base hit away from Herrera for the first out of the day.
Boy, has his defense over the years improved. I mean, this is just a really wonderful play.
Lost the game 2-1. That's drilled toward left center field. Cutting across is Pilar.
He dives, and he makes the catch. Back to back. Conforto and Pilar laying out for the first 2 outs.
Well, the Mets defense has been wonderful this year. Well, that is a spectacular beginning to this game.
Boy, oh boy, everybody got their rest last night. I mean to tell you, 2 terrific catches.
Small sample size, right, for Tyler McGill. He really was pitching a fine game. Just tired a bit in the 5th with that 5-0 lead. Gave up a couple of runs.
And it's on the inside corner with backup slider from McGill to get Acuna for the first out. 31 years old now. And he goes down swinging on the slider. And McGill's got back-to-back strikeouts on 6 pitches. And a back foot slider, and this time he went around for strike 3. And Swanson takes a slider for strike 3 called. Generous call by Adam Beck with Kevin Smith as his backup, and he drives one out to left center field. Coming on is Dom Smith, diving, and he makes the catch. And he struck him out with a changeup. So McGill picks up his 5th strikeout. And he struck him out with a slider. 6 strikeouts now for Tyler McGill. 1-2 coming to Swanson. And he struck him out with high heat. Tyler McGill showing off all his wares tonight. He's got 7 strikeouts. Charlie Morton grounded out his first time up. And he goes down on 3 pitches against McGill in this at bat. 2-2 coming, and Riley bounces one down to third. Coming in as Guillorme to play it, and that retires the side, but not before Albies' 3-run homer breaks this scoreless tie. 3-0 Atlanta going to the 6th. And Peraza gets one in the air to left center field. Back goes Bradley to the warning track at the wall. It's out of here! Jose Peraza ties the game with a pinch hit home run. Peraza strikes again. The first home run Josh Hader has allowed this year. His first blown save of the year. And it's Peraza, the king of the bench mob, to tie it up in the 7th.
Well, sometimes you got to mix intelligence with talent. He saw Hader just blow away Pilar with 3 straight fastballs after he got behind in the count. He looked for that fastball at first pitch, got it started early, and ties this ball game. First pitch hitting, up in the zone, and Peraza covers it. What a hit.
And McNeil lines one, base hit. Lindor is in. Here comes Smith. Here comes Bradley's throw to the plate on a hop. Not in time, and the Mets win it.
Trying to surprise Dom.
Pull on the ground, base hit into right field. Nimmo to third, he's being waved around. Here comes the throw to the plate by Oliva, not in time. And the Mets have the lead once again. Well, the same pitch that he struck Dom out on in the first inning. This time Dom was ready. He pulled it through the hole to get Nimmo home, and it's 3-2 New York.
Well, it just goes to show the intelligence of Dom Smith as a hitter. You know, the sense that he could get that pitch again, be quick to the ball. Now listen, that could have been hit to someone, but it was hit so hard that I thought Oliva's going to have a chance at home plate. Just didn't get enough on the throw. And of course, textbook Nimmo, secondary lead, cuts the base correctly, takes a peek, and the slide to the outside of the bag and almost upended Dan Iasonia, which I would say, Dan, please get out of the way. Could injure someone. Ooh. Get out of the way.
And right into the foot of Iasonia.
And Pete drives one toward right center field, slicing away from Reynolds, back in the gap. It's out of here. 3-run homer, Pete Alonso. And the Mets lead it 6-2. Number 16 for Alonso. His first opposite field home run came at Yankee Stadium on Sunday night. And now he's hit another one. This one to right center to give the Mets a 4-run lead.
And the rare home run here at Citi Field for Pete. Hanging slider, middle of the plate, ball's down. Pete drives it to right center. When it left the bat, looked like a double to right center, but just wouldn't come out of the air. Had that backspin on it, and just got over the wall for a 3-run bomb.
Only his second at Citi Field this year of his 16. 4 runs home run the inning already. And that hits Peraza, and that'll force in a run. So each team has now had a bases loaded hit by pitch. And that makes it 7-2 New York as McNeil trots home. And Nimmo lays off, and it's ball 4, and that forces in yet another run. The 13th bases loaded walk for the Mets this year. Nimmo's second RBI of the day. Howard has walked 3 in a third of an inning. And that's going to be the last pitch he throws. And he smacks one to deep left center field. Back in the gap goes Gamble near the wall. It's out of here! Grand slam, Francisco Lindor. The Mets' first grand slam of the season. And they put up double digits in the bottom of the 6th. A 10-run inning, and it's 12-2 New York. Third career grand slam for Lindor. Putting the hammer down on an enormous inning for New York.
The laugher, underrated in the game of baseball, playing tight games every night of the Mets, and to have one of these explosions here in the 6th inning, much needed. Over the orange line and sticks in the M&M corner.
And makes it easier for the umpires to determine that it went over the fence. The fact that it went over and stuck. On base percentage and slugging percentage, even with his recent slump. And he gets this one in the air to right center. Pretty well hit. Back goes Nimmo to the warning track. Back at the wall, leaping, and he made the catch. Oh!
Be a right center field, but that's not part of the game.
Ball is going to be put up in the air. It is deep in center at the wall, and goodbye, home run. Way out there in center field, the deepest part of the ballpark. And the Mets are on the board as Davis comes back with a homer, getting his first start since coming off the IL yesterday. And the second base, that right side is wide open. Pitch on the way, and it's hit to the right side. Way back, goodbye, home run. Wow. Does J.D. Davis love that number 4 hole? 2 home runs in the ball game, all 4 of the RBIs. And it's a spot where he rarely hits. Only the second time he has hit in the number 4 spot in the Mets would like to undo that right here. Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. That is in there. Ball pushed up in the air, way back, center field, way back, and goodbye, home run! Off Rodriguez, a dinger to center field. Conforto gets it. Smith will score ahead of him, and how about that? It is a 7-6 Met lead.
Dominic, you got to be ready first pitch.
Infield back. And he's ready first pitch, but he flies it out to deep left field. Back goes Winker near the wall,
and it's out of here. Dom Smith with an opposite field grand slam. Oh boy, was he ready. Second career grand slam for Dom, his 11th home run of the year, and it's 5-0 New York.
Guillorme with Stroman on deck. And Luis lines that to right center field. Deep. Back goes Aquino. And it's out of here.
Luis Guillorme with his first home run of the season. A 2-run shot to open up a 7-0 Met lead. In his 95th at bat of the season, Guillorme goes deep for the first time. The Mets' third home run of the day, and it's 7-0. And he cranks one to left, deep, head toward the wall. It's out here. Pete Alonso ties the game with a 2-run homer. Alonso 2, Barucki nothing. It's 3-3.
Jeff is 1 for 2 in this game.
And he smacks one to deep center field. Back goes Heredia, going back, warning track, it's over his head. It stays in play. That'll enable Nimmo to come home with the first run of the game. Jeff McNeil on
deal after a leadoff double.
Adrianzo, though, lines one into right for a base hit. Almonte to third is being waved home. Here comes Conforto's throw to the plate. McCann, the tag. He's out! He's out! Conforto on the fly to McCann, who slid. Put the tag on the sliding Almonte to keep the tying run off the board.
Brandon Nimmo, so that's paid off for both of them.
And Alonso unloads one to left. That is way, way out of here. Into the upper deck. A monstrous home run from Pete Alonso to get the Mets halfway back. Oh, wow.
You can't do the waiver wire anymore. It had to be a lot more stressful for you because you've not only got to go what you need now.
Alonso at first and 2 out, and
Baez gets one in the air to left field. Winker going back, looking up, and it's out of here. Javi Baez with a 2-run homer. A towering shot. His first home run as a New York Met, coming in his first game for the Mets.
And 1-2 coming to Drury.
And he pokes one the other way, base hit. Pilar to third, he's being waved around. Winker with the throw to the plate. Pilar scores and the Mets win it.
Out to get through the 7th. 1-2 to Baez.
And Javi lifts one down the right field line, slicing toward the corner. That ball is out of here. Javi Baez goes the other way. An opposite field home run for Baez, his second as a Met, his 24th of the year, and Baez puts the Mets in front of the top of the 8th. It's 4-3 New York.
First place, a game in front of the Mets.
3-2 to Nimmo with the runners going, and he drills one deep to right field toward the wall. It's out of here! Brandon Nimmo with a line drive 3-run homer. Number 3 for Nimmo, and it's 3-0 New York.
2-0 coming.
And Alonso hits a high fly ball to left. Back goes Stevenson to the warning track at the wall, and it's out of here! Pete Alonso wins it with a towering walk-off home run. That home run brought rain, and it brings the Mets a sweep of the doubleheader. Struck him out. Nasty cutter from Luke. Gets Bellinger chasing and strands the go-ahead run at third.
Behind me, in I'm not sure what kind of car it was. Gets up right behind me as Bell tries to bunt, but don't do that against Stroman.
Yes.
He's just too good. And Pilar hits a rocket out to left field. Back goes Way to the warning track. Back at the wall. It's out of here! Kevin Pilar with a 3-run homer. Pilar back in San Francisco. Almost hit one his last time up. This time he makes no mistake. Pilar with a bomb to put the Mets in front in the 12th inning.
With his front and back foot. But he turns that back. He's slightly open.
Little bloop. On the run, Baez made the catch. What a play. Baez had to run a mile on a ball that Pilar at first with one out. And Conforto hits a rocket out to left center field. Back goes Thomas to the warning track at the wall. It's out of here! Michael Conforto with a pinch hit 3-run homer. And the Mets are in front. Number 9. And Escobar drops down a bunt. Stroman goes to third for the tag. A perfect throw, and he got him.
Can we see the defense on the right side? I just want to make a comment. And if you look at Bell, he's playing like it's the 7th inning in a tie game or a 1-run game guarding the line. Look at the shortstop. He's over more now. But it just seems to me that the second baseman and the first baseman can move a little bit to their right.
Now Lindor trying to coax a balk, and he got it. He got the balk. That's exactly what he was trying to do. Fetty did not step off properly. Lindor comes home with the first run of the game on a balk. That is only the second time I've ever seen that work. I saw it. Jose Reyes do it against Brett Myers in Philadelphia, and now Lindor does it against Fetty.
Well, Jose Reyes used to do that all the time.
Baez rockets one, forget that. That is way out of here. Well up into the second deck. Javi Baez puts a charge into one, and the Mets go in front 3-2. What a shot. Second of the series, 26th of the year for Baez. He got a curveball to hit, and he hit it out of sight. Javi grounds one on the left side. Deep in the hole is Rojas. His desperation throw not in time. A run comes in, and the tying run goes to third. At third, Baez the winning run at first, 2 out. And Conforto slashes one the other way. Base hit! That ties the game! Alonso in! Baez digging for third. It's kicked by Alfaro. Here comes Baez trying to score. He scores! 2 for 7 in this series, including a home run. And he drives this one, and this is going to go out of the ballpark. A long home run for VR. He bridged one. Rojas homers on the first pitch, and now VR does the same, and it's 2-1. Number 17 for VR, and he clouded it. And he rockets one deep down the right field line, right toward the pole. That ball is out of here. Francisco Lindor gives the Mets the lead with a 2-run homer in the top of the 9th. Towering home run for Lindor, his 12th of the year, and the Mets go in front 11-9 in the top of the 9th inning. It's always hot.
Yeah, indoors.
Maybe. Fly ball deep right field. Back goes Soto to the warning track, looking up, and it's out of here. Javi Baez goes the other way. His second home run in this series, his 28th of the year, his 6th as a Met. So the Mets with a pair of opposite field home runs, VR and now Baez, and it's 6-3 New York.
Well, that's the third home run that Javi has hit to the
2-2 coming to Pilar. And Kevin launches one deep left field. Back goes Bill, takes a look, and it's out of here. A grand slam for Kevin Pilar brings the house down. The Mets.
Again, he's jumping.
And Baez lines a base hit. VR around third, heading home. Gallo's got a strong arm. The throw to the plate on a hop is there in plenty of time. And Sanchez puts on the tag. VR felt as though he got to the plate before the tag was made underneath.
The catcher, Sanchez, cannot bail out. That's what he did. He's got to get down and apply the tag. He was in a position that VR should have never even touched the plate.
I mean Sanchez has got the gear on. I mean, he's in armor. That's just a terrible tag.
Got to stand there and take the contact if necessary. VR might have stopped.
Look at this.
He let him. And he was getting ready to stop because he expected Sanchez to be in front of him, and only when Sanchez bailed out did he go into a slide.
Oh, man.
And he's going to be safe, I think.
Well, here we go.
He's safe. And the Mets are tied the game. And Jeff drags a bunt, gets it past the pitcher, and that'll bring in a run. How about that? 2 more ground balls, and that's been a big piece for Judge lately. He hits this one in the air. Conforto coming on. He'll get there, and he reaches. Oh! He makes the tumbling catch.
This game has an amazing ability to heal, doesn't it? Bring people together. That's ripped into left. Baez gone. Home run game here in the third.
Turning out to be a great game.
I'll say. It was 5-0. It's now 5-4. And the tough part is 1-1 pitch is hit in the air to left. At the wall, it is gone. Out of here, and a home run by McCann has put the Mets on top. 6-5.
The fastball on the previous pitch at 93 that set it up.
Lindor with a swing and a drive out to right field. Gallo on the move, still on the move, and it's gone! If Francisco's first year as a Met could include a signature moment, we just watched it.
Whistling from the Yankees dugout. He told this to Marley Rivera of ESPN Radio earlier today.
Francisco Lindor's done it again. His second homer of the game. In that regard. Oh my gosh. Did he get another one? Oh! Gallo's on his way back. He got it! Santa Maria! Lindor again! Oh my! Wow!
Sliders.
And Baez drives one deep left field toward the wall, and O'Neill jumps. He can't get it. It's a home run to tie the game. Javi
Javi Baez on the first pitch in the bottom of the ninth gets the Mets even. His 31st home run of the year. His 9th as a Met. El Mago ties it up in the bottom of the ninth.
Park in Brooklyn on Monday, September 27th. He lines this one out to
right field, headed toward the corner, and that ball is out of here. He tucks it into that short right field corner for his 35th home run of the year. Home runs for heroes indeed. Second home run of the series for Alonso, and it cuts the Red Sox lead to 12-4.
Didn't have a great start his last time out against the Cardinals. And
Lindor cracks one to deep right center. Forget that. That is way out of here. Back up in the second deck. Lindor with a tape measure shot for his 18th of the year. His first hit in the series is a home run, and the Mets have an early 1-0 lead. Well, after all the breaking stuff, Lindor gets a pitch to hit.
Putting together a team for next year, because everything you'd have to think is up in the air.
Pop up, Baez, great diving catch.
They got a pitch.
Stroman takes off for second, and the throw goes into center field, and he'll go to third. How about that? Marcus Stroman
for the first time, and nobody had ever seen anybody do that before.
And he gets Rojas with a high fastball.
Tommy John surgery.
Healed nicely.
And he gets him with a changeup. So Syndergaard.
Lindor is 0 for 3 and a walk.
And he drives one to deep right field, headed back toward the wall. It's out of here. A grand slam for Francisco Lindor. That one blows the doors off. It's 10-3 New York. 20th home run of the year for Lindor. His second grand slam this season. And the Mets putting a capper on their
relations to the Braves. 4 straight division titles. Not close to a club record, by the way.
Alonso slugs one to deep left field, and he's got his second home run of the night. Number 37 for Alonso. And it's 12-3.
This guy throws a little bit like Dave Joust.
11th multiple home run game of Pete Alonso's career.
Albies lines one to right, and a sliding play by Conforto for the first out. Michael might or might not get one more turn at bat. He's due up 4th for the Mets when they come up in the 9th.